So, nursing is no longer considered a professional career, as stated by the Trump administration. So, basically, they made some changes recently, and it excludes nursing as professional. And I think this is, a shock to everyone who's been, people who have aspired to be nurses, people who are nurses, and people who are paying or need to pay for schooling for the nursing profession. So, nursing is no longer considered a professional degree. What changed? So, this is what people are questioning. Why is it all of a sudden that nursing is no longer considered? Nobody can really, rationalize this. Even nurses that are in the field, they do so much. They were considered essential workers during the pandemic. And it's like, well, what happened between, you know, recently that made this be excluded? So, President Trump's administration redefines which degrees are considered professional. Many graduate students are left with questions and concerns about how to finance their education. With a current list and definition of professional degrees used by the Department of Education, which omits some professionals like nursing, uh, because nursing is actually not the only thing that was on the list that was excluded. Even teaching educators are excluded from the professional status. So, with the current list and definition of professional degrees used by the Department of Education, here's what you need to know. So, basically, the definition of professional change. And so, with that, nurses were included. So, let me tell you what they have here as what is a professional degree. So, the confusion and controversy stem from a 1965 federal law which defines a professional degree as one that significa, signifies, signifies both completion of the academic requirements for the beginning practice in a given profession and a level of professional skill beyond that normally required for a bachelor's degree. So it has to be beyond a bachelor's degree and also a level of professional skill for a beginning practice. So, I mean, was it not this all of this time? And now, it's changed. So, people are furious and people are wondering why the change now? Like, so many changes are happening. Why the change now? So, the definition goes on to list examples of a professional degree. So, what's still considered professional? Because you may want to know, you may be pursuing a degree, right? Or know someone who is. Pharmacy, dentistry, veterinary medicine, chiropractic, law, medicine, optometry, osteopathic medicine, podiatry, and theology is still considered. Wow. Let's watch this video here and see what they're saying.
With the country deep in the throes of a nursing shortage, big questions today about a new edict from the Department of Education. The department no longer considers nursing as a professional degree, a move critics warn could shrink an already strained workforce. The reclassification will limit the loan and loan forgiveness options available to students in those nursing programs.
So one of the biggest changes is the loans and not being able to get certain loans for nursing if you still want to become a nurse. So this is, it's going to make it really difficult for individuals that wants to become a nurse in the future because of funding and the resources that's needed to become a nurse. So here's a nurse. This person is a nurse, and they've been a nurse for years. They went through and got their education and was
Need
able
the Department
to
of
get
Education to
funding, uh, the traditional way, which now it's not traditional. It's been cut off of the way we think that they will be funded to get the education. So let's listen to this.
I'm gonna need the Department of Education to like find something else to do. Find another career or to mess with. Leave us nurses alone, okay? I got an opinion about this. So if you guys don't know, I'm a nurse practitioner. I do possess my Doctor of Nursing Practice degree, DNP. And it's really unfortunate that the Department of Education is proposing the new definition of a professional degree program. Nursing is going to be left out, but like medicine, dentistry, I think even chiropractors, pharmacy, law is going to be included. So this means that if nursing is not included, certain advanced nursing programs will be left out when it comes to funding, like federal loans and student.
And most people count on this funding to get the degree. And I wonder, since they consider it not professional, what's going to happen? We already have like a nursing shortage.
Student aid benefits. That means it's going to be affecting DNP programs, advanced practice nurse programs, nursing leadership, MSN to PhD pathways, and literally like the future of the nursing pipeline, pretty much. And for me personally, when I was doing my MSN to DNP program, I needed that loan money to survive. Mind you, I worked part-time, but I needed that extra funding from my loan to pay my tuition and to also to fund my life and to get through and survive school. Because if you've ever done that program, y'all already know that the weak won't survive. I was almost deemed weak, okay? Because I had like 2 semesters left in my DNP, and I sure enough was this close from dropping out if it wasn't the sake of my mother begging me not to drop out. But I say all of that to say, like, how dare they? How dare they? Blood, sweat, and tears. Like, this is a very prestigious, respectable, like, profession that people work extremely hard for. I literally dedicated a lot of my life to finish school. I literally started from CNA all the way to DNP. So majority of my life was always like doing some work, but always focusing in school so I can be done. You know what I mean? Just to look back and know that people who want to take the same route as me may choose not to take that route, or it's going to be harder to support their life and to pay their tuition. It's going to make grad school more expensive, like it's not already expensive. It discourages future nurses to wanting to pursue an advanced degree. Undermines our professional standing, which is very disrespectful. Definitely going to worsen provider shortages, which is already a bitch. And it sends the wrong message about the value of nursing. Like, why do y'all hate nurses so much? Like, I don't get it. So I just say all that. I'm just sending love to the nursing community, people who do have these advanced degrees. It's been a lot of ruckus lately and sharing opinions with colleagues of mine and friends of mine, and it's really disheartening, and it gives out the wrong message. We do bring value, and we literally are the heart of the healthcare industry for a lot of things. Before you see a doctor, you're more than likely going to see a nurse practitioner. A lot of your your professors at school are going to be nurse practitioners. Most of them will have Doctor of Nursing practice degrees. So it's just sad to see how hard people work in this field and to get to this prestigious level just for it to be ripped away and for them to discourage the future of people who are in these programs or want to be in these programs. So, like, we can't let the government devalue our profession. Sending love out there. Stay educated, stay aware, and just know that you matter. So, I don't know. I just had to get that off real quick.
So I understand exactly what she's saying because when you work hard to get to a certain level, you want it to be, noticed and acknowledged. And so to just rip that, um, that definition apart and basically say, yeah, you have to do the same work, but it's no longer considered professional. It makes it seem as if you've done things, for nothing. Now it's not the same. It doesn't have the same strength that it had prior to. And it is a bit discouraging, so who is going to want to put in all those hours and work, you know do all that work and not be able to say, well, this is a professional degree. Because people like to do that. For some reason, people like to differentiate between, what they're doing and what's available and what they're doing. So this is a professional degree. I rather do it. It makes more sense. It's more of it's more people acknowledge it more than something else, such as like just a CNA without all of the schooling, or is the class is higher for a nurse practitioner and nurse. So, um, yeah, this is gonna we're gonna have to see what happens, with the nurse profession in the future because people are livid just knowing that they are not considered professional. That's is definitely going to deter people away from that career. I know a few people who are thinking, who are very, upset and discouraged by this new update on the professionalism in, of a nurse. You think that, okay, a nurse, and a lot of us see nurses, as she said, before we even see a doctor. And you even build relationships as a patient with a nurse as well, as your doctor. But it's changed. It's changed. And not only the profession, but the funding to get to the profession is it's all connected. So it's harder to become a nurse, but the standards are lower. I don't know if that would make sense. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments, and let me know. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this channel for more. I'm going to bring you updates on this and lots of other um, things that are going on that we need to know. So, comment and let me know what you think about this. And I'll see you in the next video.